Do you think, this is a listener question, do you think all members of the church should be fostering or adopting if they have the means?
Well, the short answer is no. The long answer would be way more people should be adopting and fostering than are. And way more people should probably be wrestling with it. It's fascinating in our world because it's a big part of our life and it's kind of our family story. People always say, "Oh, I've thought of doing that." And I'm like, well, was that like the spirit prompting you, or was that just, hey, you thought, hey, that'd be a good thing to do, and then rethought and thought, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't, there again, I think it's similar to what we were talking about earlier. I don't think people in general, and myself included, really, like a lot of the times, I'm not wrestling with things enough, right? I'm not really praying things through. So that's not good. I think that way more people should be in the church, but people can just be, and people are helping. I think when you have these kind of conversations, a lot of times the people that are already doing a lot of good things feel super convicted and think they need to do more, which they might be supposed to be doing less. Like maybe they're just over, like there's people that totally spend way too much time helping other people and neglecting their own kids. I've fallen in that a lot, where it's like, it's so easy to run around trying to solve everyone else's crisis instead of dealing with your own at home. So, it's literally something that everybody should be wrestling with and journaling about. And like, we're in the spot now where, our sixth child is a foster child, lived with us his whole life, basically. And it's kind of coming to, in the next year, it will come to a head and be something nothing may be solved, but things could really blow up or things could really change. And we're always like, hey, what does our family look like? Like, is 6 kids enough? Like, is that what God's calling us to? Or is he calling us to be stretched even more? Is he, sometimes
he's probably not calling you to comfort and ease, though.
No. And I think it's funny because I had lunch with a guy yesterday with Mike, and we were talking exactly about that. Like, it's fascinating how many Christians still, their primary goal is to live comfortably. And that is not a Christian calling, right? And it's like, is there anything wrong with doing nice things? No. Is there wrong with nice dinners? No. Is it wrong to go on a nice holiday? No, not necessarily. But if you're called to go on a missions trip instead, that winter with your family, and that's the wrestle that we have. We're like, hey, what are we teaching our kids? What values, what are we doing with our resources, right? And I just think most people just kind of get into a habit of seeking whatever is fun, whatever is, I used to be called a hedonist by my mother, I think. And like, that was accurate. Like, my whole goal was to have fun.
Yeah. And to be a Christian hedonist.
I wanted to be a Christian. Well, I was definitely not a Christian.
Well, you know what a Christian hedonist is?
No, what is that?
That's John Piper coined that phrase, I think. So his slogan is, whatever his ministry is.
Don't waste your life.
No. God is most glorified in us when we are most satisfied in him.
Okay.
So we are happiest when we are glorifying him most. And he is most glorified when we are the happiest
in him.
And so it's finding total joy in God as our greatest satisfaction. That'd be Christian hedonism.
Yeah. That would be the goal probably of a Christian. I guess it's just so foreign to what most of us are doing. We're seeking so many other areas of enjoyment. And there again, I think
God as a religious thing, not a thing of like
a relationship.
That'll give us joy.
So I don't know. I struggle with it in the sense of like, I find it hard to believe that I would be called to adopt another child and, another family. Most people, you guys are good. You're good. No, I mean, I think that the beauty of our life even too, is that, hey, first of all, we are really blessed with a lot of help, and a lot of people have really come alongside us, including my sister and other people, to really just be an amazing blessing in our life and help us in the journey. And also, like, you just come to the end of yourself, and, literally there are days where you're just like, hey, if we parent reasonably well today and get our kids to bed in one piece and hey, we're just really blessed and God's really helped us, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you live in a space of always, what can I handle? What can I handle? Is that really what we're called to?
Yeah.
Are we called to live that way with our finances? Like, hey, just always budgeting, always perfect. Those are just, I don't think we wrestle near enough with stuff. I think that we would consider it being conservative and prudent and all these positive terms. And I sometimes think those are just cop-outs for just being fearful and paranoid and self-reliant, right? So
I got a text this week from a guy. I'll read part of it. He goes, I want to throw in the towel and give up. I've got praise music cranked and I'm doing my best to fight this. I'm not weak. I will fight this. I will win. God is on my side. I know it, but this morning has been a struggle. So I said, first of all, I just told him I was pumped that he reached out and just opened up, right? Because you need to get this stuff out. But he says, I'm not weak. I'll fight this. But I had read just the day before that the Bible verse about weakness, because I think we should accept our weaknesses. Because the Bible passage says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And I think, in short, Paul's saying that his limitations and struggles become the very places where Christ's power shows up the strongest. It's the spiritual paradox of strength through surrender and victory through dependence. Like you said, coming to an end of yourself. I think that's what it is. It's just like saying, God, I can't do it. Like,
that's where he wants us.
Help.
Yeah.
Like that's when
it's
he
hard
shows
to be
up.
there. It's hard to live there.
We resist it.
Like,
hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.